Diddy Combs. For decades, his name resonated through the spheres of music, fashion, and business. He was an icon, a mogul, a symbol of entrepreneurial success and cultural influence. Now, this formidable empire confronts an unprecedented challenge. This challenge unfolds not in a corporate boardroom, but within the stark reality of a Manhattan federal court. The atmosphere in New York City, as of today, May 20th, 2025, is charged with a mixture of anticipation and profound disbelief. The world watches. A figure once perceived as untouchable now stands to answer for a litany of grave accusations. These allegations are shaking the very foundations of his meticulously constructed public image and his enduring legacy. The charges leveled against Combs are deeply serious. They paint a grim portrait, far removed from the dazzling glamour of his public persona. Combs, now 55 years old, stands accused of masterminding a criminal enterprise. This enterprise allegedly involved SAA trafficking achieved through force, fraud, or coercion. It included racketeering conspiracy. It involved the transportation of individuals to engage in adult work. These are not isolated incidents or fleeting misjudgments. The indictment outlines allegations spanning 2 decades, from 2004 to 2024. This suggests a deeply entrenched pattern of alleged exploitation. He has entered a plea of not guilty to all counts. Yet, the spectre of life imprisonment looms large, a stark counterpoint to the opulent lifestyle he so famously epitomized. Federal authorities contend he systematically threatened, abused, and coerced victims solely to fulfill his personal desires. The trial has now entered its 2nd week. It proceeds within the solemn confines of Manhattan Federal Court under the careful guidance of Judge Arun Subramanian. Public interest in the case is immense, a testament to Combs's global profile. However, cameras are strictly prohibited inside the courtroom. Consequently, the world outside relies on courtroom sketches and the detailed dispatches from journalists present. These reports convey the palpable tension and the sheer gravity of the ongoing proceedings. Each day brings fresh testimony. Each disclosed detail is intensely scrutinized by a public grappling with the disturbing accusations against a man who has been a prominent cultural fixture for such a significant portion of their lives. The case has inevitably become a critical focal point for broader discussions on power, consent, and the elusive nature of accountability in high places. This significant legal battle did not materialize out of thin air. The public consciousness had already been profoundly jolted in 2024. This shock came with the release of deeply disturbing surveillance footage from 2016. The video, stark and unsparing, showed Combs physically assaulting his then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura in a hotel hallway. This graphic evidence, which circulated widely across global media platforms, provided a visceral and unforgettable prelude to the formal charges. It transformed abstract allegations into a concrete, horrifying visual. This undoubtedly shaped public perception profoundly, even before the first witness was called to the stand. It set a somber, inescapable tone for the trial, making the harrowing details emerging from the courtroom resonate with even greater impact and urgency. Cassandra Cassie Ventura, the R&B singer and Sean Combs' former long-term partner for 11 tumultuous years, has emerged as the prosecution's star witness. Her testimony, which commenced on May 13, 2025, has been undeniably central to the unfolding case. She has offered a deeply personal, harrowing, and disturbing account of her life while entwined with the music mogul. She's accused Combs of orchestrating a relentless and systematic campaign of rape, blackmail, profound SA degradation, and severe physical abuse throughout the entirety of their protracted relationship. Her words, delivered with a palpable weight, carry the burden of years lived under an oppressive shadow. They detail a grim reality starkly different from the glamorous, aspirational image the couple once meticulously projected to the watchful world, compelling a fundamental re-evaluation of everything the public thought it knew. The infamous 2016 hotel surveillance video rapidly became a crucial and visceral focal point of her testimony. As the graphic footage, capturing Combs beating and kicking her, was played for the jury for a second time, Ventura was tasked with narrating the horrifying events depicted. She described the terrifying sensation of being hunted down, of being violently dragged, and of being brutalized in that cold, impersonal hotel corridor. When the prosecutor questioned her about the frequency of such physical assaults during their relationship, her response was chillingly concise and devastating, too many to count. This stark statement powerfully underscored the alleged pervasive pattern of violence that she claims permeated their relationship, transforming what was once a private horror into irrefutable public evidence, making the abuse undeniable and viscerally palpable for everyone present in the courtroom and for those following the trial's progression globally. Ventura provided shockingly explicit and disturbing details about experiences she termed freak-offs. These, she alleged, were elaborate adult encounters, meticulously orchestrated and entirely controlled by Combs. She testified that he systematically forced her to participate in these events. Often, she claimed, this occurred while she was under the influence of drugs. She specifically mentioned Blue Dolphin S, which she asserted Combs purportedly supplied to her. These encounters, she stated unequivocally, were designed to fulfill his fantasy, and he controlled the whole situation from beginning to end. She recounted frequently feeling physically ill during these episodes, often wanting to vomit. However, Combs would allegedly encourage her to continue, a detail that highlights a profound level of alleged coercion and a chilling disregard for her well-being, effectively stripping away her agency in the most intimate and vulnerable of settings. The alleged depravity detailed in the freak-offs was extensive and deeply unsettling. Ventura testified that Combs would sometimes direct her to engage in adult acts with multiple male escorts simultaneously. She recounted how, following these arranged encounters, Combs would then demand that she put the escort's semen on his own body in another room. She described one particularly disturbing instance involving a blow-up pool that had been filled with heated baby oil. During this event, Combs allegedly insisted that oil be applied every 5 minutes to ensure that all participants would be glistening. Even more disturbingly, she testified that Combs and male escorts would urinate on her. She detailed one specific instance where an escort allegedly peed directly into her mouth, causing her to choke. She stated she was tasked with sourcing these escorts, often through platforms like Craigslist and Backpage, out of fear of what Combs might do if she failed to comply with his demands. The prosecution's case against Sean Combs is not constructed solely upon the powerful and disturbing account provided by Cassie Ventura. David James, who served as Combs's former personal assistant, also provided testimony. His words painted a vivid picture of the pervasive environment and unique culture that surrounded the influential mogul. James, who resumed his testimony before the court on Tuesday, May 20, 2025, recounted a particularly telling detail from his initial job interview. He was explicitly told, "This is Mr. Combs's kingdom. We are all here to serve." This single statement offers a stark glimpse into the significant power dynamics that were clearly at play within Combs's tightly controlled inner circle. Furthermore, Ventura herself had previously named James as one of the individuals within Combs's staff who actively helped to arrange the freak-offs, suggesting a level of staff complicity, whether it was offered willingly or extracted through coercion, in facilitating the alleged illicit activities. Further corroboration of the alleged abuse and violence emerged from the testimony of Kerry Morgan, a close friend of Cassie Ventura. Morgan took the stand on Monday, May 19, 2025, to recount a specific and harrowing incident that occurred in 2013. She described with evident distress hearing Ventura's terrified guttural screams emanating from a room during an alleged assault by Combs. This testimony, delivered by a third party, someone positioned outside the immediate sphere of Combs's employment or romantic involvement, lends considerable weight and credibility to Ventura's claims of experiencing repeated physical violence. It provides an essential external perspective on the profound fear and deep trauma that Ventura allegedly endured for years, effectively breaking through any potential attempts by the defense to dismiss her claims as purely personal grievances or as fabrications concocted for financial gain or public attention. Ventura's own extensive testimony also delved into numerous other specific instances of Sean Combs's alleged controlling, possessive and violent behavior, painting a consistent pattern. She spoke candidly about her decision to break up with the rapper Kid Cudi, Scott Mescudi, in 2011. This decision, she explained, was driven by her intense fears that Combs would inevitably harm both her and Mescudi. She alleged that Combs, upon discovering their relationship, threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car, wanting Cudi's friends to witness the act. Another recounted incident involved Combs allegedly beating her severely after she attended a party hosted by the legendary musician Prince without first informing him or seeking his permission. The devastating culmination of this alleged sustained abuse, she testified, was an alleged rape perpetrated by Combs in August 2018 at her home. Following this traumatic event, she was so distraught that she tried to walk into traffic only to be stopped by her now-husband Alex Fine. The defense team, vigorously led by attorney Ana Esteval, made concerted attempts to counter Ventura's compelling narrative during their cross-examination. They presented the jury with a series of explicit text messages exchanged between Ventura and Combs from March 2016. These messages, the defense argued, purportedly showed her actively participating in the planning of a freak-off that was to occur leading up to the alleged assault at the Intercontinental Hotel. Ventura, however, steadfastly maintained her position. She explained that she went along with these encounters and communications primarily out of overwhelming fear, a profound fear that Combs would physically hurt her, or that he would release compromising and humiliating footage of her from these encounters. During her testimony, Ventura also revealed that she had settled her November 2023 civil lawsuit against Combs for a sum of $20 million, a settlement reached within a mere 24 hours. Yet, she insisted her current testimony in this criminal trial was driven by a different motivation. "I can't carry this anymore. What's wrong is wrong." The trial of Sean Combs has undeniably ignited a media inferno of colossal proportions. Although cameras are strictly barred from the hallowed interior of the Manhattan Federal Courthouse, every minute detail, every nuanced testimony, and every legal maneuver is relayed almost instantaneously to a transfixed global public. This information flows through a constant, relentless stream of live blogs, in-depth articles, and rapidly evolving social media updates. Scores of journalists, seasoned reporters, and digital influencers pack the courtroom benches and the designated overflow rooms daily. They meticulously dissect each witness's statement, each piece of evidence presented, and each strategic move made by the prosecution and defense. The public's appetite for information regarding this case appears voracious, fueled significantly by the shocking and disturbing nature of the allegations leveled against a man who, for so long, defined the very essence of superstardom and entrepreneurial prowess. This intense scrutiny reflects not just a fleeting fascination with celebrity scandal, but a deeper, more significant societal engagement with critical issues of power, abuse, and the often elusive pursuit of justice. The extensive and deeply troubling accusations have irrevocably tarnished Sean Combs's meticulously crafted and globally recognized public image. The stark, almost surreal contrast between the suave, endlessly confident, powerful entrepreneur and the alleged manipulative, violent abuser described in graphic detail in court is profoundly jarring for many. For several decades, the brand P Diddy was virtually synonymous with unparalleled success, aspirational luxury, and a seemingly unbreakable spirit of achievement. Now, that very same brand is inextricably and perhaps permanently linked to disturbing allegations of systemic violence, coercion, and profound exploitation. The public is left to grapple with the uncomfortable and unsettling question of how such alleged darkness could not only exist, but also reportedly thrive for so long beneath such a polished, impenetrable veneer. This forces a difficult, necessary re-evaluation of a prominent cultural icon and, by extension, the very industry that elevated him to such extraordinary heights of fame and influence. This landmark trial carries profound and far-reaching implications for the entertainment industry as a whole. This is a sphere that has often faced pointed criticism for allegedly enabling powerful figures, for fostering environments where abuse can occur unchecked, and for historically silencing victims who dare to speak out. The Combs trial serves as yet another stark and potent reminder, particularly in the continuing era of the #Me Too movement, that immense wealth and widespread fame do not and should not confer immunity from accountability or the rule of law. The detailed testimonies emerging from the trial, particularly those concerning alleged networks of complicity and enablement, raise deeply uncomfortable questions about the ethical responsibilities of individuals within celebrity entourages, as well as the broader entertainment industry. Many observers are watching intently to see if this case will indeed mark a significant turning point, potentially fostering a greater collective willingness to challenge abusive behavior and to more effectively protect the vulnerable, regardless of an individual's perceived status or power. Beyond the immediate legal outcome that will eventually be decided by the jury, the Sean Combs trial compels a broader, more introspective societal reckoning with the complex nature and often unchecked influence of celebrity power. The remarkable courage displayed by Cassie Ventura, and potentially by other witnesses such as the former employee identified only as Mia, in confronting such a formidable and globally recognized figure, is undeniably immense. Their willingness to step forward and speak their truth, despite the inherent personal risks, the anticipated public scrutiny, and the inevitable emotional toll, stands as a powerful testament to a growing collective refusal to allow such alleged abuses to remain hidden in the shadows any longer. This case, irrespective of its final verdict, could very well embolden other victims of powerful individuals across various sectors to come forward with their own stories, thereby contributing to a slow, arduous, but absolutely crucial